Standing Rock Sioux, and she's attending University of Oklahoma. And Rory is Seneca Nation, and Mandan Hidata and Arikara Nation. He's attending the Niagara University. To give them a warm NCAI welcome to our NCAI Youth Commission Co-President.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Mr. President, the Executive Board, and members of NCAI, we are pleased to deliver the 2018 through 2019 report of the National Congress of American Indians Youth Commission. Again, I am Rory Wheeler, citizen of the Seneca Nation.
And I'm Sophie, member of the Comanche Nation and Humboldt Lakota from the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe in Waupun, South Dakota.
Sir, we are grateful to have a great team working beside us. We have three officers joining us today. Unfortunately, one had to go home to Shane. Everybody talks about from the Nisqually tribe, and he is the co-vice president. You just want to come up and introduce yourself?
Why? Hello everybody, my name is Sydney Matheson. I'm from the Caldwell Confederated Tribes and I am the NCAI Youth Commission co-president.
Good Siardik, everyone. My name is Marisela Villegas, and I come from the Salt River People Maricopa Indian Community, and I am the Youth Commission Secretary.
A little bit short as everybody else up here. Hi everybody, my name is Amari McCoy, and I'm from the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma, and I'm the Public Relations Officer for the Youth Commission. Thank you.
Now, when we began our two-year term in Denver, Colorado last year, an attack was underway of a law which means so much to our sovereignty, our culture, and our future generations, the Indian Child Welfare Act. We immediately knew it was an obligation to our fellow young people in Indian country to raise awareness, to educate, to advocate, and to raise awareness to our fellow young people and empower them to do the same. We have since made ICWA an important piece of our work through statements, a video we released last year, educational sessions, and we will continue to do so. We want to thank Dr. Sarah Costello of the National Indian Child Welfare Association for engaging us in this important work and helping us play a role in preserving and protecting this important federal law.
Collaboration with other Native youth is key in our role in becoming a unifying voice for youth all across the country. At our first official gathering at the winter session, we met with the Center for Native Green Youth 2019 class of Champions for Change to discuss some of the key issues affecting Native youth, such as like loss of language, cultural revitalization, and decolonizing education, which we know plays a big part in how our youth grow up. In May, we heard countless stories of young people being denied the opportunity to wear cultural items to significant events such as graduation, high school, or college. This prompted us to write a statement condemning these actions and calling on schools to respect the cultural and spiritual beliefs of our tribal nations and to preserve and protect traditional and cultural rights. At the NCAI mid-year conference, we had the opportunity to provide youth a perspective to the Addiction Task Force on the issue of juvenile justice. And we listened to our fellow people on issues important to them. We talked about how in our communities we can strengthen the relationship between youth and the law enforcement, the representation and misconceptions and visibility of our people, and strengthen our community, the teaching and the accurate cultural appropriation, history and education, tackling drug and alcohol abuse in our communities.
Further, we are pleased to have hosted a meeting with Chief Executive Officer Kevin Ellis during his onboarding at our mid-year conference, talking about the history of our Youth Commission, our plan on engaging and growing and creating change for youth across the Indian country, and we look forward to continuing this dialogue.
As we continue to work with this convention, we have an amazing opportunity to work with such like-minded and great Native youth. Can we have the youth in the room please stand? And since this is an important issue to Indian country, as we must win next year, as we have the duty to our ancestors and to the future in making our voices heard and ensuring that we are well represented. As we move to 2020, we want to ensure that continue to make our stronger, uplifting new voices and being the change that we want to see. We are looking to you, our tribal leadership, to help us remain strong. We are not a social circle. We are a working body of NCAI. This is a voice we're giving and driving policy and creating solutions to make our voice stronger.
We want to thank those who laid the foundation for all of us to do this work. The NCAI board, our staff, our sponsors, tribal leaders, presenters. We want to extend another huge thank you to Ernie Stevens Jr., the chairman of the National Indian Gaming Association, as well as our extraordinary trainer who's been with us for the long run, Miss Jerry Bruno. Can we give them both a round of applause? Further, we would like to extend a great show of appreciation to President Jefferson Keel and Treasurer Ron Allen for their service to NCAI. A round of applause. Furthermore, we will forever fondly remember the immense contributions of our dear Juanita Antone, who was a tireless advocate for Native youth. Although this work can be tiring, we know it is all worth it. On top of balancing our responsibilities to Indian country, we also serve those at home. Amari is a senior at Northeastern State University studying communications and political science and is active with the Illuminated Native Now campaign, designing and implementing Native youth to amplify their voices for narrative change. And also on Tuesday, she received the Ernie Stevens Jr. Youth Leadership Award.
Our secretary, Marciela, is a junior in high school where she serves as the junior class vice president, and she's also taking class at the Scottsdale Community College. She is active with the Young River People's Youth Council at home and is currently the first attendant for Junior Miss Hot River.
And to Shane, who was unfortunately able to join us today, graduated high school this past year and just recently concluded his term as the president of the Nisqually Youth Council, where he was active in environmental protection and cleanup efforts.
And our co-vice president, Sydney, is a student at Eastern Washington University where she is pre-med, also studying biology and chemistry. She and Shane are also strategizing ways to help Native youth dealing with drug and alcohol abuse in Indian country.
And I'm currently a student, I think I'm a junior-ish, we're trying to figure that out still. I'll give you an update later. At Niagara University, studying political science and create law. I'm also serving as the Youth Advisory Board Vice Chairman for the Center for Native American Youth, a member of the Affirmative Action Committee for the New York State Democratic Party, as well as a My Brother's Keeper peer coach for the Obama Foundation. And back home, I have the immense and great responsibility to serve as a volunteer firefighter and emergency medical physician for the Seneca Nation.
And I'm in my final year at the University of Oklahoma, where I'm studying political science and Native American studies, and I'm graduating in spring. I am also engaged with the Illuminated Native Now campaign, and I was representing the National Indian Education Association. I'm a board member of the Comanche Academy Indigenous Charter School, which is the first of its kind in Southwest Oklahoma, and I was recently inducted into the Neofa Leadership Academy class. As you can tell, our hearts are with serving our people.
By taking a strength-based approach, looking at what is working in our communities, strive for long-term solution-oriented solutions, embracing inclusion and belonging, we know we can be the change for Indian country. And based on our great law of peace, especially under the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, where I come from, we will pave a greater path for the next 7 generations.
And we want want you to raise your hand if you commit to uplifting the voices of Native youth in your home and communities and commit to helping Native youth reach their full potential. I like that. I love that. Thank you for all of your work, and Mr. President, this is our report.